We talk a lot about women's rights and equality in America, but right now we're going to talk about women's rights and equality and violence against women in Iran. As you can see from these images, prior to the Iranian Revolution in 1979, things looked very different for Iranian women. They had been making huge strides in women's equality. But as soon as the Shah fell and Iran was now governed by the Islamic Republic, a regression in women's rights and equality began that has left a lasting impact today. The primary topic we will be discussing today is the requirement for women to wear a hijab or headscarf when they are in public. It is against the law for women to be seen in public without a headscarf and modest clothing. On September 13, 2022, Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old woman, was arrested by Iran's morality police for supposedly wearing her hijab improperly. She was severely beaten by the officers, resulting in head trauma that left her in a coma, and she died 3 days later. Upon the news of Mahsa Amini's death, Iranian women took to the streets, cutting their hair and burning their hijabs in protest. These amazing women taking such a huge risk by doing these things in public were joined shoulder to shoulder with men who were also outraged by the wrongful death of Mahsa Amini. As the protests continued in Iran, people took to social media to start spreading awareness as to what was happening. They wanted the world to know what was happening to them, and they asked for our support and for us to use our voice to help them fight for their freedom, because wearing the hijab should be a choice, and no woman should ever have to lose her life because she was showing too much hair. Thankfully, their voices have been heard. People of influence are sharing information, and as you can see, social media is flooded with information regarding the death of Mahsa Amini, the protests, and what we can do to make a difference. The people in Iran are ready for change, and they will not stop fighting. And as you can see, people all over the world are participating in protests. The voices of the people in Iran are much louder when they have this much support. The Iranian government has taken extreme measures to prevent information from getting out about what is happening in Iran right now. They have cut internet access and are trying to suppress the voices of the people in Iran. But we simply cannot let this stop the information from getting out. The protests in Iran have continued non-stop since the death of Mahsa Amini. Protesters are being met with extreme police brutality, and many more individuals have lost their lives. They still have not given up, and neither should we. Which is why I now invite you to take a moment and listen to some of the powerful footage from a protest in Salt Lake City, Utah, and imagine the same impact happening all over the world.
Islamic regime must go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Islamic regime must go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Islamic regime must go!
What you have just witnessed is an intervention of epic proportion, and the fight is not over yet. Please continue to use your voice. Please continue to find protest opportunities in your state or country. Please continue to say their names.